Hello, this is Imperial Collection.
I'm a little bit of everything.
I'm a true gamer.
And today we will be discussing a theory. Will there be a xenomorph synthetic hybrid? And will it be Wendy, Kirsch, or Curly that become the hybrid? Or are they going to upload a xenomorph's conscious into a synthetic? Here we go.
Now, this is a very intriguing ideas of what could happen, as there has been many of these previous ideas in comic books and previous legends of the Xenomorph lore. As there was a comic book that I could remember, don't know the name of the story of the comic book, but I remember there was this synthetic. He got exposed to the pathogen deliberately by his owner to find a way of helping him to cheat death because the owner had cancer and all that. But this synthetic became a Xenomorph hybrid, what became full white but had red patches, and he constantly evolving and develop into something beyond a Xenomorph and synthetic. Now the question is, could we actually also see the pathogen introduced in the series? Has Kirsch discovered the black ooze, what's inside the facehuggers? As what we learned, reverse engineered from the original Xenomorph that had the pathogen, and from that he was able to create compound Z01. So could we see the same thing with Kirsch, finding that same pathogen inside the pure Xenomorphs they have in the facehuggers and expose it to someone or to himself?
Well, it would be cool, I have to admit, to see like a super xenomorph, because I love aliens. If I was gonna go, I would say Wendy, because I have got this feeling of Alien 4 vibes. She's already hearing them, and as we know from episode 4, spoilers, that she can talk to them and control them. The baby comes out and it stops and it listens to her. So it's like, has she now become Ripley's character mother? They saw her over the Queen, and that's kind of what I want. I want Wendy to be this super alien mother. It would be so cool if she could. What do you think, True?
I've got one out of left field.
Typical.
I think Kirsch is going to put it into Boy Cavalier for revenge for how he's treated him.
I have a secret on that. I have a theory, but that'll just have to wait for another episode.
I kind of like that idea, True, as it's a good idea for revenge, but also discovering more of his expectations that he can learn things. And because he's at the moment, Kirsch has got like this wanting to be superior in a way, as Boy Cavalier has mentioned in a previous episode, where you're meant to be superior to men or something like that. And he's got this complex now, and he's thinking out in his mind to be better in a way. And of course we've seen him as the puppet master manipulating certain things to go in his favor. I think it'd be a good idea and like a revenge plot to see if he does expose Cavalier to it and see what the pathogen will do to him, because the pathogen is unpredictable in its raw state. So a mere drop of this stuff, what it did to one of the characters in Prometheus, it mutated him quite a lot into like nearly Xenomorph like, and in fact the deleted concept is that he was going to look even more Xenomorph like. His head was completely Xenomorph like.
I'll take the bait if it does go that way. I'm going to left field it again. I'm going to Uno and switch it back. I don't think Kirsch would do it for revenge. I think he'll do it to protect the Lost Boys. I think even though we're led to believe that he's like becoming a little bit like Ash, I think he'll actually do it to protect Wendy and the Lost Boys as revenge against Boy Cavalier, but doing it to protect his family.
I kind of agree with that too, because we have seen like in episode 3 Metamorphosis, I think it was,
Yeah,
we do see that he is seeing the boys slightly, and Smee both talking to the security guy or advisor who he is, I keep forgetting it, but he's watching them through the glass or mirrored glass or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you can see he's intriguing, and he sees them, and he's watching them, he's keeping his eye on, and he's like, is he concerned, is he worried? So I do think like he is a mixed character, he is, so you don't know to trust him or not, or love him or hate him.
yeah, I think it's one of those red herring characters. It wants us to believe all synthetics are like Ash, so we're automatically, they're bad. But when Wendy got hurt, yeah, you see that look when he looks at the xenomorph's body and it's like, yeah, he's gonna turn. But then him and Dame Sylvia, especially Wendy is like their child. Even though Dame Sylvia's married, she has those two have a bond to Wendy, and I think in turn I do think that Kirsch is, like you said, with the children, he is protective of them, and I think he will, to protect the children, will destroy Boy Cavalier.
I think his speech at the beginning of the first episode with the Scorpion, he was quite impressed with Wendy's answer of
because at first
protecting friends, isn't it? Something about
first
friends.
she wanted to kill it, and then he said, well, what would happen if another Scorpion came out to protect that one because I killed that one? And it made her sort of rethink her answer, that if they've got friends, someone will always be there to defend that person.
Yeah, I agree with that, because this show has like little small elements that then foreshadow larger events. So I do agree with that, because there's so many things that could lead to this theory of having one of them become a xenomorph hybrid. And with the technology and lore that they have introduced in this series. But I really think it will be a good idea to upload the mind of a xenomorph into a robot body, or have a synthetic body made what's designed to look like the xenomorph, and have it be like AI and all that, because there was a comic book story of an artificial xenomorph was made to infiltrate hives and study it, and it's a well-known story. That can actually talk as well, human and speak xenomorph and stuff like that, from what I've seen from videos. But
that would
I think that'd be a good
as
idea.
Kirsch then. Like, if Wendy's mother, he becomes like father to protect, instead of him using the xenomorph to attack Boy Cavalier, if he takes it into himself to become the defender, to be the strongest defender he can be.
I'd be interested to see a xenomorph with Boy Cavalier's intelligence. Or supposed intelligence.
Well, that
Sorry
could
about
happen.
the noise, folks, but Boy Cavalier does my head in.
Yeah, he's meant to be this obnoxious Peter Pan.
It just goes back to episode 2 where he says, I just want someone smarter to talk to. It's such a... yeah.
We've also mentioned about if Curly could become a xenomorph hybrid. If she does, it would be only down to her rivalry towards Wendy, because of how jealous she is that Boy Cavalier is always concentrating on Wendy and seeing her continuously evolve.
That's the favourite, isn't it?
Ooh.
Yeah, because when Boy Cavalier, when he was in the observation episode where Wendy was talking about what she can hear and all that, and when she was actually speaking the xenomorph communication language, Boy Cavalier mocked Curly, and you see her slightly stamp her foot. She did a motion where she's stamping her foot in anger, slightly, but keeping good composure.
Gone true, you had an idea.
I'm thinking because, and it's left field again.
Left field gamer.
Because the eyeball is intelligent, maybe she
Teocellus.
Are you getting Curly mixed up with Nibs? Nibs is the redhead, and Curly is Curly's the dark-haired girl.
But because Boy Cavalier wants someone intelligent, she might put the eyeball into her to become that person that he talks to.
We didn't think of that one.
Yeah, that is actually a very good idea, because
that goes back to our previous episode, is Nibs pregnant?
Yeah, because that Teocellus has been mentioned in observation of how intelligent it is. And I have a fear of that creature having not just able to take over the minds and bodies of these people it possesses, or creatures, it can absorb its knowledge of the host to increase its own intelligence. So I think that actually be a cool idea to see a Teocellus combined with Curly, or one of them. Their minds are supercomputers, and combined with biology of the intelligence of this creature could make it even more superior.
I have a theory about the eyeball and another character, which we'll do in another episode. I'm not giving away any spoilers. I think my theory is quite good.
But I do think if Curly did become this creature, it would be a xenomorph hybrid. It's because, like I said, it'd be down to her wanting to prove to herself that she's worthy than Wendy, as she's learned French, she's constantly with them all the time, she's been given books and all sorts of recordings to increase her knowledge and skills. So I'm thinking this dangerous path she's going could lead her down to dangerous results where she can do things that are truly unforgivable and dangerous to others, because
That's very true.
they are children as well. So if they are going to be reckless and not realise their consequences. But I think if that does happen, I don't necessarily think it will possibly, though, this hybrid theory, though, of these ideas of having a hybrid yet in this season. If they do a second season, that would be something I'd be interested to see in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
But if Wendy, how she's more likely as well to become a xenomorph hybrid or something. Or maybe she already has because of her skills. She's become a part of the hive in a way, and she's the only one who can hear them. And that's
so we're led to believe at the moment.
But she's the only one who can hear them. No one else can hear them. So it's very questionable. What is the reason? As there's countless other theories out there that could she become the xenomorph god? Because there's comic book on stories telling of a very godlike character in the xenomorph lore. Of this, it looks like a female, but it's actually like a thing much like out of the movie Species, where it's like textured xenomorphs like skin she has, and wears like a skull of a lamb on her head, and she's like the god of the xenomorphs. So we don't know if in a way this could be the origin story to that character. So, and it will be interesting to see, and it will make sense with the pathogen, the mutations, and other comic books introducing the idea of that the pathogen made a synthetic into something more. So I'm just thinking there's quite a few things that this can go from. But if Kirsch does do it as well, he could still take it, mutate and become a xenomorph hybrid and become more of a predator to protect his family as well, and free them from the company, and he can do whatever he wants still. I really like the idea of seeing some more hybrids, seeing this perfect organism being the DNA of it being used in other ways to further create something even superior.
Oh no, Imperial Collection's a mad scientist.
Don't tempt me. But have you got any more ideas or theories what it can go to, or who else could become a xenomorph or anything other hybrids?
I don't, and I think we should leave it to the people in the comment section to give us their ideas.
Alright, well that's from me. Have a good day, and please like and subscribe, and like YouTube channel Bit of Everything Says. Please share your comment.
I'm a little bit of everything. Bye for now.
Keep on gaming, gamers.